Hello and welcome to Football Fanspire, a talk show that brings you everything about football through the fans, for the fans. A candid conversation about football matches, team performances, your favorite players, all of this and lots more, only on the Football Fanspire. So, if you like the show, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, as we all know, currently most of our football players are on international duty, playing their matches for their countries. And yes, we did have a couple of friendlies here and there, a couple of matches in Europe and some in South America as well. But these are the results of some surprising matches. We weren't expecting these results. So, first up is Germany versus Turkey. I think many people expected that Germany would take the win, but it ended in a draw, 3-3 with Turkey. And Portugal and Spain, again, two big giants, and the match ended in a draw. And Netherlands actually did not score, and Mexico did get a goal. But yeah, so moving on, we do have a lot of upcoming international matches like England versus Belgium, France versus Portugal, and it'll be exciting to see how they perform. So if you have any score predictions, do drop them in the chat box. Yeah. And another fun fact is England currently played Wales in a friendly, and they scored 3 goals, and all of these goals that were scored were by England players, their first goal, like their debut goal, which is great. We had Danny Ings, then we had Cody, and we had Calvert-Lewin. So Calvert-Lewin apparently scored on his debut, which is again amazing to see some new fresh faces for England. So, of course, now without further ado, let's get into the main topic for today's show, and that is the EPL Week 4. Of course, we have said that the EPL is the most exciting league, and it did not disappoint on Sunday, especially. We had 2 matches back to back, absolutely crazy matches. So let's not delay it any further. Let's get in our host for today, Vinny.
Yeah, hi Priyanka, good evening. So, like
Hi,
you
good evening.
mentioned, like an exciting weekend happened, like lots of shocks, lots of surprises, everything
Definitely,
what you expect from Premier League. Like it is known
definitely.
as the best league only for its, unexpectedness, which is not found in any other league. So we hope that once the international break ends, we get back the Premier League. Like, happen to have more upsets as neutral fans. They are the best what we can hope for. So we have many shocks, like you mentioned. So let's get on our fan panelists quickly. So we have for Manchester United, Siddesh all the way from UK, and for Spurs, Niranjan from Mumbai itself.
Hi, Vinit.
Hi Niranjan, hi Siddesh.
Hi.
So
Hi,
Siddesh,
Siddesh.
are you still thinking about the match, or it's gone over your head right now?
I
Still
don't think I
hungover
can
about
ever
it?
forget. I I was in half a mood to just stop watching, but I went through it like any good fan would. But I have to say it was humiliating, embarrassing. Could come up with a few more words, but yeah.
Yes, I understand that because that was like okay, some may have expected. Yes, as you can see on your screen, the score we got Spurs 6 and United 1. Like
Mm.
maybe we would have expected a Tottenham win, but I don't think so by the like 6-1. The margin is itself huge.
I mean, to
6 goals in a
at the
match.
beginning of the game, it's just not. I mean, like the way they played in the midweek in Carabao Cup, it was good. I mean, there was
Yeah.
good signs. The defense was starting to. Players were getting up to speed. Tottenham, when they come to Old Trafford, it's difficult for them. So it's just at the start of that game, it was. I don't know. I mean, I thought I was a bit nervous, but I never thought it would be like a big defeat.
Out of words.
Out of words, yeah.
Niranjan, like
Yeah.
It's a obviously Jose Mourinho team who is
Hmm.
known for his defensive attributes. Obviously, since last season, since he took over, we have not seen those defensive attributes as such because the first few matches itself, he had conceded 5 or 6 goals in the 3, 4 matches. And this season, it has continued the same. But did you expect a 6-1 margin, especially from a Mourinho team?
See, actually, when we spoke last weekend, I was expecting 3-1, 3-2 kind of a win for Spurs, for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Because last 3-4 games they are playing very good, and United are somehow not able to play that kind of a game that they should be playing, that they were playing under Alex Ferguson. So I
yeah.
expected definitely 3 points for Spurs, but this was a huge, huge margin win. I never expected 6 win under Mourinho, but yeah, the way they are playing in Carabao Cup and Europa qualifying, so expected a good win
Yeah.
for Spurs because Kane and Son are unstoppable right now. As of now, they are unstoppable.
You mentioned the
And
Carabao Cup, the Europa League. Like,
hmm,
you all had a very tough week. Almost 4 matches in a space of 8 days. Every alternate day,
it
you all
is.
were playing a match. Whereas you
Yeah.
had to face United, the likes of Chelsea, but
Hmm.
you all came out flying. Like, what is the motivation behind all this? Like, currently, what do you feel?
I think that team are able to group better. The defense, the I think that Hodgberg role is playing a very good role. Hodgberg is playing a good role. Because of that, Hodgberg, I have told earlier also in this one that Ndombele is a great player. He can contribute so
There's
much for
more
Spurs.
freedom for him.
Him and he is a attacking midfielder, which he was doing as a
Yeah.
defensive midfielder till last year. So because of Hodgberg, he's gone into attacking, and because of this, Son and Kane has got more options to play now, more attacking options to
He
play.
has completely replaced, Ndombele has completely replaced Dele Alli, who was rumored
Yes,
to leave Spurs in the transfer window.
yes,
Speaking about transfer windows, Siddesh, like y'all were the most involved club on the deadline day.
Yeah.
Y'all were supposed to be the team like known for the transfer window with the likes of Sancho, Coman, everyone being linked with y'all. Y'all didn't end up buying anyone, but y'all got in Cavani, y'all got in Alex Telles. But other than that, do you think there was some panic buys?
I mean, I think it's not the club that links themselves to the transfers; it's the media who does
Definitely.
it. So, but yeah, I mean, I was a bit disappointed. I mean, even when the whole Sancho saga was going, even few of the last shows I've said that United don't really need to buy attackers now. They have a really good offense. They need to focus on the defense and they need to focus on defensive midfielders. They need to get a defensive midfielder and they need to get a centre back. And even in one of the last shows, I think you had mentioned that actually they have a lot of centre backs, but I don't know, none of them
Yes.
performs. I mean, even in the Spurs game, out of the 6 goals, I would say 4 goals were self-inflicted. The first equalizer was just crazy
a
defense.
funny a funny
Um,
moment, like one of the costly he's the costliest defender,
yeah,
Harry Maguire, who ended up pulling his own teammate.
yeah, and that cost a goal. And even the second goal, any defender, even in the lower leagues, there's a free kick given on your defensive line. One of the defenders goes stands on the ball, and
Yeah.
simple things they're not doing. And the third goal by so Kane's literally showed him that pathway. He's thinking, he's not going to make that pass. He's not gonna, and then he couldn't believe his luck that he made that pass. That's what I was talking
Exactly.
about. You have a 3-on-2 press and they don't clear the ball. They're still trying to push it through. They're still trying to pass it. And just I mean, I think there's a time to do it, but that wasn't the time to do it, and it was a tap in for him. So
Yes,
and Pogba
definitely.
won. The penalty was just crazy, reckless. I mean, I think after a
So
point, it just completely shut down. The team just shut down.
so you are talking that you need reinforcements in defense, which
Mhm.
obviously are seen. But last season itself, if you see, you all got in Van Bissaka for about 50 million. You all got in Maguire for about 80 million.
Yeah,
So, and that like did affect your team, especially after January or starting from December itself. It
Mhm.
did affect, but why do you need more center backs? Okay, Telles I understand for fullback, but don't you think again it's overloading the same
Yeah,
positions?
maybe it's not new players that we need. Maybe it's new defensive coaching staff, or I don't know where the whole. I think there's a problem with the defensive coaching. I don't know if it's coming from Ole or is it's just his defensive coaching staff. Whatever it is, it needs to be sorted out.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean because I don't. I think like even at the start of this game, United were putting a lot of pressure. Like right after the penalty, even after the equalizing goal, they were putting a lot of pressure in offense. But like mistake after mistake, every small chance Spurs got, it converted into a goal, and it just demoralized the whole team. And then there was no way back. So yeah.
yeah. Niranjan, Son was
Yeah.
not expected to play. Do you think that was sort of like
Yes.
Mourinho's mind games going on? Because he's known
I
for it,
think
but
Mourinho was this Son was 100% expected not going to play. Even in the
definitely.
FPL, we have take everybody has taken him out, and surprising we
Yes,
see Son coming and scoring it. So that was quite
it was
surprise
sort of
for
a
us as
heartbreak
a
for all
fan.
FPL managers. Heartbreak for all FPL
Yes, yes,
managers.
yes, completely. Son was completely not expected to play. I don't know where did he come from and started playing and scoring goals. That would be a surprise for Solskjaer
He
also
is in
and for
his life,
United defense
like
also.
yeah,
Actually, United
like
defense is
he is
too
in the
weak
form of
also.
his life right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of really poor defending and really good form from Son and Kane. It was just
Yeah,
crazy. But I have to
like
say, the game after it enabled me to now talk about football.
because
I
so
think,
like
yeah,
your yeah, so we have a question already. Okay, so it's Mourinho's job to do that to Manchester United, whether he's okay. It's not a question as such, but you Manchester United whether he's coaching Spurs or Manu. But I think so. I'll disagree with the statement. Like Siddesh, if you can let me answer, because for sole reason he finished second with you. He won the Europa League that season, and he did say it openly that with this team, this is the best achievement I've ever had in my career. Because the team which he didn't have Maguire that time, he didn't have Bruno, he didn't have Bissaka.
Hmm.
So, do you agree with that?
I mean, I think maybe yes, but also with his position, I think there has to be a level of professionalism. I mean, you don't turn the club and the fans against you, and in football, that just doesn't work. You need the club and you need the fans to back you. You might be the best manager in the world, but at the end of the day, if you're going to undermine the fans, if you're going to undermine the club and the players publicly, just doesn't work. No. So I think
Definitely.
in that case that's what's happened. And given that context, we have to admire Ole's professionalism as well, because I feel he's still having to face the toxic board. So and he's taking it all on himself. So yeah.
He did say that I raised my hand, it's my fault that
Mhm.
all this happened. Like, luck, do you think it is lucky that just before the international break it happened, or
I don't think
you
it's
need
lucky.
a
I think
longer
it's
run?
very unlucky that it happened just before the international break, because now he can't get the players in. He can't he can't coach whatever he could have coached. Now he only gets 2 days to do it. Before it's Newcastle, PSG, Chelsea,
Yeah.
Leipzig, Arsenal. So it's a crazy
Niranjan, do you
schedule.
think Spurs will face the same issue? Because many of their
issue.
players are out on international break as well.
The international break, I don't think Spurs will have any issue as such because nobody is injured as such with the international break. So I don't think
So
any
far.
problems would be
So
there.
far.
And we have got a very good transfer window also. So I think there should not be any issue as such with the player because Vinicius has come in replacement of Kane. So I think he's scoring good goals, 24 goals last season. So I
Yeah.
think now Spurs team is looking quite balanced from the last year. Lamela is
So,
participating and Domele
so
is
you expect
participating.
them to
Yeah.
continue their form. You expect them to
Yes,
continue their
yes,
form.
yes, yes. This is a different Mourinho that was in Man United. There was like 1-0 or 2-1 wins. Now Mourinho is going for 6-1, 7-2 kind of wins. So I think there is no
Definitely.
bus parking. There is no bus park as such now.
Like you mentioned the 6-1 scoreline, obviously, which obviously hurts
Hmm.
Siddesh and all the other United fans as well. I don't think so they'll forget it soon. Like this is
Mhm.
the first time United as well as Liverpool, which we'll talk about later in the show. Liverpool as well conceded six or more goals on the same match day. And obviously, this season has been known for its goals with the new handball rule, which you spoke about in the last episode as well. But penalties as such. But Siddesh, before we go, do you think with the run of fixtures you mentioned, United will get in some points, or will it just be the whole thing again?
I mean, I think against Newcastle they should get 3 points. They should. I mean, I think at the if the defense doesn't improve, it has to fall on the offense to score more
Telles
goals.
Telles is already in, right? Telles, I'm expecting
Yeah,
will start the first match itself,
yes, but
but
as
not
I said,
Cavani,
I
not
think
Cavani.
I don't know where and how Cavani is going to fit in. That's the other thing. Because
Yeah,
to be honest, I mean, obviously he's going to be a straight swap for Martial now because he's suspended, which is another thing I don't want to get. VAR is just ridiculous.
it was. Honestly,
I
I
mean, it's
agree
either
with
two
you. I don't.
yellows or two red cards, you know.
Yeah,
But anyways,
either both reds, both yellows, or both get off
yeah.
because
So
Lamela instigated the whole elbow thing.
yeah,
So yeah,
but
I agree with you.
yes, but with PSG, you never know. I mean, European nights, you never know what's going to happen. Um, Chelsea is going to be a really difficult game. Right, all of them are going to be difficult. It's hard to predict. And even when especially in the Premier League, even when you're in good form like Leicester were, you don't know what's going to
Yeah,
happen. This season is just crazy.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Niranjan, you all
Yeah.
continue to like get the wins under your belt, or will it be the same thing again that you all will fade out like at the end of last season, which happened
Mm,
because they had a good run
no.
of fixtures, but they
Hmm.
faded out. So do you
No,
expect the
I
same?
don't. I think there would be a drop off point somewhere in the season. Definitely, you can't keep on winning all the matches. There would be points drop, but I think there won't be same like last season. I think at least we are qualifying for top four this season. The way we are playing, the way we have got already the summer signing, and
Yeah,
we are already concentrating on winter signings. Also, we have missed on couple of signings also uh, at the deadline day. But I think we would be doing some signings later in the January window, and right now team is looking very balanced and not dependent on Son and Kane. Yeah, they contribute a lot, they mean a lot to the team, but not completely
yeah,
dependent. Now people have started contributing from here and there. Main goals comes from Son and Kane only, but people have started contributing. You saw Lamela contributed a lot. That meant a lot
yeah,
for Spurs
definitely.
that day. Yeah, so I think
So
some or the
Siddesh, you
other
have
trophy.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Continue,
some or
continue.
the other
Sorry.
trophy. Yeah, I think some or the other trophy at least is coming the Spurs way this season.
Yeah. So Siddesh, you have a fellow fan with you, Ketan, who is confident that United will bounce back. And for the sake of Premier League and obviously for the sake of United's reputation, I hope that they do.
Yeah,
Because
I
then
mean,
it
it's
will
still.
be the top four will be very exciting.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's still. I mean, maybe it's good that it happened the start of the season rather than in
Yeah,
near Christmas. You know. So let's see if they improve.
yeah, definitely. So thank you, Niranjan. Thank you, Siddesh, for
Thank you
putting in
very
your views, your reactions in of the weekend, crazy weekend. So thank you. So as you can see, Siddesh was still slightly frustrated, whereas even Niranjan, like obviously you're happy, but still shocked with the scoreline of 6-1, which none of us, I don't think so, in the the pundits, the bookies, anyone expected that. So let's hope that in Premier League we continue to get more goals, but let's see. So before we move on to the second segment, which is about Liverpool's shocking defeat, the question of the week, I'll put it out there for everyone. So the question of the week is a simple one regarding the Premier League itself, which is brought to you by Chups and Bounce India. If we can have them on screen, Nisha. You can follow them on Instagram as well as Facebook, as you can see on the screens, the Instagram and Facebook handles. So, so the question is, who scored the first Premier League goal of this season? Who scored the first Premier League goal of this season? The hint would be it appeared in the match of Fulham versus Arsenal. So you all can put in your answers in the comment section, and then we'll announce the winner at the end of the show. So let's quickly move on to our second segment, which is Liverpool. And I would like to invite Priyanka, who's also a Liverpool fan. So if we can have her on stage.
Hi, Vineet. Hi again.
Hi, Priyanka. So before we move on to the discussion, if we can just again have a look at the scoreline, not to rub salt in your wounds, but it just needs to be shown. You can see the contrasting reactions of Jack Grealish as well as Van Dijk, and I think so it was like the shocking result of the week, more than United
Yeah,
as well as like no one expected that, and this is the first time in about 70 years. This is another fact that for the first time in 70 years, the defending champions have conceded 7 goals in a match. 70 years,
yeah.
70 or 90 years. So, which is
I
obviously
think,
more than a generation.
yeah, like Burgess' facial expression in that picture depicts all of us Liverpool fans right now. I bet even the club. So yeah, I could just say just disappointing. That's just one word that could summarize the whole match. Disappointing. Yeah.
Definitely. But what, see, it started a 1-0, 2-0. It went on to 2-1. Could have been a comeback because Liverpool have been known for those comebacks, especially with big clubs. But Aston Villa, you can say that they could have done the comeback. Where
Yeah.
did
So
it all go wrong?
So, as I think everyone knows, Liverpool does play a very high line, the kind of
Yeah,
pressing and everything. They do play high line football, so conceding goals, that happens. And as you said, we always expect a comeback because we expect to score more goals than, the opponent, even if they get 1-2 in by chance. And even at halftime, I think majority had that, determination that, okay, we are going to come back, we're going to come back because we can.
yeah.
We have that capacity, but it just went even more wrong after halftime, which was just so disappointing to watch. I just like switched off my mobile phone, and so I couldn't get any of the banter from my friends. I just watched the match and then went to sleep because I couldn't take
So
it anymore.
one of the most famous banters is that obviously your motto that you will never walk alone of Liverpool. So you and United fans go hand in hand. You all were supporting United all the way so that they don't share the disappointment alone. But do you think Adrian needs to go? I mean, I know it's a very bold statement, but he has been known for many of these recent mistakes.
Yeah, so of course he has been making a lot of mistakes. We can't deny that fact. But he also did show up, a lot for us last season when Allison was injured. And I don't know really if he should go or not because he has shown up, but mistakes they happen, but these mistakes have cost us a lot. So I don't think we can afford to, be making any more mistakes. And obviously, the couple of he did make 1 or 2 mistakes in the beginning, and after that, the defense was not really helping him a lot. So you cannot entirely put the blame of all those 7 goals on him because our defense too was just terrible at that point of
Did you
time. But
did you sit through the whole match? Did you sit through the
yes,
whole
I
match
did.
or
I
okay,
did, and then I did,
with the hope
like
that some consolation,
yeah,
something would
yeah.
come in?
I mean, Mo Salah was working amazing. Like he put in that effort, but unfortunately,
Yeah,
it was just not enough. There was like so much sloppiness. You could see them. They were winning the ball, but just losing it again. There were missed passes, and it was just sloppy playing. And of course, you take it as a team loss. You're not gonna be like, okay, he played well, so he's not gonna get the blame. That of course doesn't happen, and that's Liverpool's mentality as well. You win as a team, you lose as a team as well. So
yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
obviously a lot for Jurgen Klopp to figure out what went wrong, and I feel bad for him, because he's given us so much. He's been amazing. The team has been performing, and then just this one loss comes in with such a big margin. It's obviously good. It's obviously a dampener, and plus the players have gone on international break, so you can't even work on it and try to figure out things
Yeah,
for the next game. And on top of it,
like
Everton is on the top of the table. Like, what is happening?
the Merseyside rivals are on top of the table. Obviously, they are playing some beautiful football right now with all their signings coming in. But the margin you mentioned, I guess this is the first time in Klopp's career, wherever he has gone in a managerial career, is the first time he has conceded 7 goals, whether it's Dortmund or Mainz or some other club as well. So I think this is the first time his team has ever conceded 7 goals, and no one expected Liverpool to
Yeah, definitely.
concede 7 goals unless they were
I,
playing Bayern Munich,
I
who
mean,
is
yeah, it was obviously a shock because we are known for our defense. And, Virgil van Dijk is considered one of the best. And of course, we have our fullbacks, Trent and Robertson. So obviously, it was shocking to see and surprising. And, the fact that we couldn't even come back after conceding those goals because Aston Villa, they were
yeah.
just like on the ball. They were winning those balls. In fact, they put a couple of crosses, the same kind of crosses and the same kind of defending we did, and we conceded the same way, and it was just disappointing to watch in all. So definitely a lot of
Yeah,
takeaways and for us to learn from the game.
like definitely, like like if I would again call up Siddesh and Niranjan because obviously they deserve to be involved in this discussion again. If I can have them on stage again, Niranjan and Siddesh.
Hi.
Hi, Vinny.
Siddesh, you mentioned about Grealish right now that he
Mhm.
was always waiting in the near the box to get
Yeah.
those chances.
I
Is
mean,
that what a top player does?
I think you have to give credit to the manager because actually this Liverpool have always played that high defensive line, and
Mm.
usually teams do try to exploit it, and it's
Yeah,
just that Liverpool managed to overpower these teams by their attacking power. And when Mane is there, he does that front press. It doesn't let anything work. So Liverpool were first of all missing that. So Aston Villa were able to win back their balls, not have to,
yeah,
face that much of an attacking press. And then they've the whole way their front players played. It was very drilled manner. They were waiting for it. It was a very tactical game from Aston Villa, and as I said, like Grealish was just hanging around waiting for it. Watkins knew exactly what he needed to do. He had an unbelievable game, and he's having a great season as well. So yeah,
yes,
that's what I
definitely.
think.
As a Manchester United fan, were you slightly happier that Liverpool came with you? Like lost by a margin. Were you
I
happy?
mean, I
Slightly.
was I was so 6-1 game ended. I was off all social media. I was just sulking in the corner. And then on my fantasy Premier League, there was update 7-2 Liverpool. I was back on social media talking about talking about football.
Yeah.
So it
Like
let
you
me
can see,
release
yeah, you
it.
can see that one of our audience has mentioned that itself that United fan must have like the time of their life during this match.
I
Like
mean,
obviously
we could have, but really it was more like, okay, at least we are not alone. We couldn't even enjoy
alone,
that.
yes, definitely. Priyanka cannot help but give that fake sort of smile because like obviously she'll still be hurting down. She'll be still hurting under
Definitely,
that.
still have, still have.
Yeah, Priyanka, we already have a question for you. how good was Martinez for Aston Villa? Not
Uh,
only against Liverpool, but since he has come on.
I've been avoiding social media since the game, reading anything about Liverpool. But yeah, they did play well. You have to give credit to Aston Villa also, as Siddesh said. So yeah, they did put up a good show, and they take the credit for this game.
And
Surely.
obviously, Martinez made some good saves as well. It could have been
Yeah.
4 or 5 for Liverpool as well. They had the chances, but obviously, Martinez continuing his form. Speaking about keepers, Niranjan,
Yeah.
like as a neutral fan, obviously not of Liverpool, do you think more than Mane, more than Thiago, Allison is the biggest loss they can ever face currently?
Yes. Yes. Allison is the biggest loss for them. Allison, when we say defense, there is a Van Dijk, then Arnold and Robertson. These three are the main pillars.
Yeah,
But if you see, Allison is the biggest pillar for them. If Allison is not there, they keep on conceding goals. So I
yeah.
think Allison manages the defense well. I don't know what he speaks during the match with these guys, how he keeps them running all the way. But Alisson is the main pillar for Liverpool. If I've seen so many matches when the Alisson is not there due to injury, they keep on conceding goals.
Priyanka, do
And
you
I think
agree
it's
with Niranjan?
Yeah, obviously, Allison is such an important part. I mean, all of like, even Mane, as they said, they were, out some out with COVID. Even Thiago could have made an impact, and we did not have couple of players that's also there. But yeah, Allison, he's just like phenomenal for us, and he's been there like a rock, our wall, absolute strong in the defense there. But we didn't have him this time, and hope he's back soon. That's all we can hope for.
Yeah. So we have a question from Siddharth. Do you blame the management to not bring in players or Ole for his tactic for not bringing the best out of his players? Obviously, this question goes to Siddesh.
Um, right now, you have to. I mean, they still have a 200 million pound defense. They still have a 400 500 million pound team. I I mean, if you look at post lockdown, they managed to get the best out of the players. I don't know what's happened
Yeah.
the start of the season. You could talk about the scheduling, having no preseason, players being fatigued. All of that could be talked about, but at the end of the day, right now they're not performing. And also, I mean, it was interesting talking about the goalkeeper because, I mean, anyone who's played football at a certain level knows that the goalkeeper is the most vocal player on the field.
Yes.
And for any defense, that presence and that because they can see the whole field, that is very important. And I think that area, I think De Gea is now really gone back on as well. He's lost his confidence. He's lost his vocal ability. And if you see when Dean Henderson comes in for the cup games, you have that back, and that is the influence a goalkeeper can have. So yeah, I mean,
So
I
you
don't know.
think Deya should be replaced by Henderson? Are you
Um,
trying to say that?
I don't know. I mean, obviously we don't see what happens in training, and all we can see is what is happening on the match days. Uh, and that's something the coaching staff have to solve. It's up to them, and it's up to them to get the best out of their players now because it's what they have right now. They have they don't have complete control over getting new players in, but they have complete control over the players they have. So I think that's where they need to focus.
And okay, so we have another question from Dennis Fernandez. So add Barca fans or United or Liverpool and it will be complete. Okay. So we may just have Bayern Munich in the middle, whereas Barcelona beside them, Liverpool under, something like that. But I guess like what Dennis is trying to say is true. Currently, both the clubs have been hurt a lot, Liverpool as well as United, and obviously Barcelona, who is still currently just recovering.
Hmm.
That there is a rumor, Niranjan, that
Yeah.
Mauricio Pochettino, even before the show, you mentioned that he's sort of just standing outside Old Trafford waiting
Yeah.
to be invited in. Would you be happy to see him back, or would you just be like why is he back at United?
No, 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 no. Pochettino is a great manager. He deserves a good club like Manchester United or Manchester City or even Barca or Real Madrid in the future. He's a good manager. As a Spurs fan, he has done a great job for Spurs. So if he goes to a good club,
Yes.
I will be very happy to see him in the Premier League. I hope he goes to
So
United and he can bring a lot of changes to United.
Priyanka, like first I'll come back to Siddesh on the same question in the end. Do you think Ole will be the first manager to be sacked this season?
Um, I don't know. I mean, even if he does, even if Pochettino comes in, I think the bigger problem is with the board, and I think it's the same problem Jose Mourinho faced, and it's the same problem Ole is facing. Obviously, he's not vocal about it as Mourinho was.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the same problem Pochettino faces. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there will be a little bit of a difference, but at the end of the day, you need the board to back you on whatever you're trying to do. For example, when Mangal was there, he was building the team. He had just won the FA Cup. You know, there was
Yes.
those the foundations were built, and that could have been built into a better team. But then he was sacked. So I mean, I think the core problem with Manchester United is now their owners and their board, and I don't know when and how that's going to be solved.
So Priyanka, your thoughts on that? Ole getting sacked if he does. Do you think he will?
Um, I can't say. I mean, I've seen the Premier League. I've seen like the Spurs manager just get sacked and stuff like that. So I won't be surprised if it happens because,
Niranjan?
yeah,
I think there are a
Niranjan?
couple of managers. I think there are a couple of managers if they don't perform in next 3 games. So Ole is one of them. Even I think if the Guardiola doesn't get points properly, he is on the line because Man City are not playing a great football as of now. So
Yes,
there
you
are many
mentioned
managers
City.
here.
Yes, perfect. You mentioned City, like watching as a neutral the match against Leeds obviously was just brilliant. Obviously, before Guardiola, it was Guardiola versus Bielsa, like two
Yes, sir.
tactically, heavy managers, heavy teams. But Leeds outperformed City in all aspects, possession
Yes.
as well as the shots, everything. So, Siddesh, are you scared of Leeds or City more? Because obviously, City being your rivals,
I'd rather lose to City
what do
than
you, you rather lose to City?
Yes, because I mean, 3 years ago they were two leagues below Leeds, and as you might know, like Leeds are local rivals to Man City. I mean, Man United as Man City as well, like
Yes.
they're in the same region, and Manchester United fans usually don't like Leeds fans, and from that perspective, I'd rather lose to Manchester City than lose to Leeds.
Yeah, and obviously Priyanka has already gone through those emotions, and they did come out through the 4-3 victory, which was sort of, like reality check for Liverpool there itself, that they are not invincible, which obviously Arsenal fans were, happy if I use this word a lot. But Priyanka, your upcoming fixtures are slightly easy. Like the easiest
we have
fixtures, if I'm
Everton.
not wrong, have Spurs. Yes, after that, I guess uh, you all have an easy run of fixtures. Obviously, Merseyside, Derby, as soon as you all come back from the international break,
Yeah,
and they are the team in form.
yeah, and they're
So,
on top.
do you think that it will be another loss for Liverpool?
No, I definitely do not think it's going to be another loss because we've seen, like, when we lose, Klopp has made sure, like, the players feel that emotion and that uses that to get them better and in form for the next game. So I think that's going to happen. Obviously, we will be totally out to beat Everton, and I don't think they're going to be taking any of the other fixtures lightly after what happened. It's going to be dead
Yeah.
serious. I think everyone's going to be performing. Of course, the virus and everything, we have a few players down, but we obviously try to work around that and get our best performers and perform the best and win. So yeah.
So we hope that the champions are back on track. Niranjan,
Yeah.
Yes, so you can see, thank God the bus parking is over. That is obviously
Yes.
for
Yes.
Mourinho. But do you expect them to continue scoring 5, 6 goals? Because the run of fixtures are easiest you can get currently. So do you expect the same to continue?
See what we have seen last four matches, not leave out 6-1 for United. If we see other matches that happened in the Europa, that was 7-2, and
Yes.
Carabao, and whatever
Southampton
is
as well.
happening. Yes, so I think they are not stopping there. Mourinho is just not taking 3 points. What was happening earlier, he is going for more and more goals. So I think this will
Yeah.
continue now. I think this is a different Mourinho that we are seeing right now, and I think he has changed
Yes.
his tactics. That's good for him because fans
He may
love
just
more
come back
goals.
as the special one. He may just come
Yes,
back
yes,
as a special one for Spurs.
yes. Yeah, I as I told you earlier also, this is the maybe last chance for Mourinho to make his comeback
Yeah.
as a big club manager. So I think Mourinho
Yes.
will bounce back. Yeah, I think that's
Priyanka,
one
with the
post.
statement which is with the statement which is there on screen, I think you'll obviously be hurt or just that okay, I don't think so it is going to happen, we're going to prove them wrong. Because it
Yeah,
said that Liverpool will not win the title.
just 4 game weeks are done. We still have the whole season to go. I don't. It's too early to judge.
Definitely.
Let's wait and watch. Let's take every game as it comes, and we'll see.
Oh, so we have another question for you. Do you think Virgil van Dijk will be able to stop Calvert-Lewin seeing the form he is in this season? Yes, obviously we cannot forget Calvert-Lewin's form. He's scoring every match for club as well as country. And Ancelotti has changed him since he came on last season. And Allison is out for a month, if I'm not wrong. So Adrian is back in goal next, like when
Hmm.
the match comes on. Do you expect Calvert-Lewin to score, or Van Dijk will deal with it? Like you mentioned the question.
To be honest, this Calvert Lewis has been giving me a lot of FPL points, but no, Van Dijk is going to stop him next match. I'm pretty sure, like the whole defense is going to
He's
be a
giving
lot
everyone
weak.
points. He's giving everyone points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this game he won't score, but yeah, after that he can score to give me FPL points.
Yeah. Speaking about FPL, stay tuned to our social media tomorrow as we'll be announcing the winners of the past 4 weeks who will be getting the prizes as mentioned earlier, and they will be contacted personally. So stay tuned on our social media channels as well. So Priyanka, Niranjan, Siddesh, thank you all again.
Thank
I
you.
want
Thank you.
for all your insights on all the teams which you spoke about, and hope that all your teams perform to their best in the coming matches as well.
Mhm.
So thank you.
Thank you, Vinith. Thank you, Vinith.
Thank
Feel
Thank you.
sad for
Thank you.
feel sad for Priyanka and Siddesh. I feel sad for them.
Yeah, I personally think this season is great. I mean, it's just as a football fan, there's just great football from smaller teams, and that's what you
Yes,
want to see at the end of the day.
yes,
We'll
As
see.
yeah,
neutrals, as neutrals.
Yeah.
yes,
yeah.
But must
yeah.
have hurt you. Siddesh, it must have hurt you a
Of
bit to
course, it
say this.
hurts me, but happens. It's the start of the season. It's just been 3 games, so we'll see.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So thank you guys. Thank you again.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
thank you. So now we'll be announcing the winner of the question asked earlier. And again, I will repeat the question. The question was that who scored the first Premier League goal of this season, which was given in the Fulham versus Arsenal match. So yes, Joshua yet again as last, I guess he had gotten last week as well. Lacazette did score the first goal from a rebound of Williams' shot. So Joshua, congratulations. We will get in touch with you again. So I want to thank the audience. I want to thank the panelists for putting on an impressive show tonight again. And obviously, not to forget our sponsors, Chups and Bounce India. Don't forget to give them a follow, like them, like their social media. And also stay tuned on our social media as we'll be announcing the winner of FPL and many more predictions and updates coming in thick and fast. So I want to thank everyone, especially the audience as well. So thank you everyone. Have a good night.